Okay, it's 3:30 p.m. I'd like to convene this meeting of the City of Urbana Enterprise Zone Advisory Board. We have a roll call order, or roll call, please.
Mr. Dimmitt.
Yes.
Ms. Kloppel. I didn't hear a verbal.
I'm here.
Thank you. Ms. Wright.
Here.
Mr. Williams. Oh, wait, is he not? I'm sorry. Are you?
I don't think he's on the Enterprise Zone.
Not on the Enterprise Zone? Okay.
Was listed last year, so just in case, Mr. Harris, can you represent if needed?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Ms. Larson?
Yes, here.
Thank you. Did I miss anyone?
Am I on this one?
I'm sorry. Thank you. Ms. Marlin.
Here.
Right, and I think the Park District.
Park District too.
Yes.
No, I wrote you down. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Mr. Walker, I will call that officially. Thank you.
And I'll note that Tom Keene has joined us.
And who does Tom represent?
That's a good question. Tom is more than welcome to unmute and identify that.
Tom Keene, can you unmute and tell us who you're with? Okay, well, we will move on to public comment. All right, sorry, review of the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from last year?
So move. This is Darlene.
Moved
Second.
by Darlene,
Second.
seconded by John. Are there any corrections? Okay, we have a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Dimmitt.
Yes.
Ms. Kloppel.
Yes.
Ms. Wright.
Yes.
Mr. Williams.
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Larson.
Yes.
Mr. Walker.
Yes.
Ms. Marlin.
Yes. Next item on the agenda is public comment. Does anyone wish to address the Enterprise Zone Advisory Board? Please raise your hand. I don't see any participants. Okay, we'll move on to the overview of the Enterprise Zone activities. Stephanie?
Yep. Okay. Okay. Enterprise Zone activity for 2020. The Enterprise Zone began in 2016, and this is a list of taxing bodies that participate in the commercial and industrial tax abatement for industrial and commercial projects. This is our Enterprise Zone map, which is also available on our website. The geographic territories of the Enterprise Zone were defined to target areas where the city hoped to see commercial and residential growth. Commercial projects are eligible for a 5-, 6-, or 7-year abatement based on job creation of the project. The cumulative impact to date of the Enterprise Zone projects, there have been 107 projects to date, estimated project cost of $116.5 million. These projects have resulted in 475 new and retained jobs, 500 new residential units, and 94 new single-family and duplex homes. The estimated added equal assessed value to the tax base from these projects is $17.5 million. We had 7 projects, commercial projects in 2020, and these are listed to the right here. They totaled approximately $34 million and added or retained 96 jobs. The projects listed to the right, Luxury Holdings purchased 407 West University. They're finishing the renovation of one half of the project into a baguette sandwich shop. The other half will hopefully be renovated in 2021. Vital Skin is a new project on Kenyon Road, which is a corporate office for Vital Skin as they support the financial activity of dermatology offices. And they will also have a model clinic there at the location on Kenyon. Bunnies did a renovation this year and expanded to the west, the offices that were on the west side of their building, to add 125 additional seats for serving customers. Econo Lodge is planning some updates, and I'm going to jump to the bottom here. Elliott Counseling moved out of Lincoln Square Mall and expanded to South Philo Road. 200 Vine, just as we talked about, is going to be for marketing and getting ready for people to move in. Daily changes on this property with construction. Then Gather is one of the other big projects we've been watching all year. This will result in 204 apartment units and 28 extended stay hotel rooms and retail space on the first floor. Gather South, which is across the road, is not included in the enterprise zone, but will have an additional 25 units in it. Again, the Urbana Landmark Hotel, we're expecting to get started in by July 1st of 2021 and be a major renovation and hopefully a spark for the downtown as we look at ways to activate the downtown and help our businesses as we're reopening after the pandemic. For the Think Urbana residential side of things, these are the list of participating taxing bodies on that side of the realm. People building new houses in Urbana can, within the enterprise zone, can apply for a 5-year tax abatement schedule. Obviously, they have to be, the new home has to be located within the enterprise zone, be a minimum of $80,000, be a single family duplex, or have some mixed use with commercial. This year, Urbana saw 19 new building permits for single family and residential homes. This is the lowest we've seen since 2015. We also track housing permits for all the communities in Champaign County. And so the red pieces of the pie represent Champaign, the green represents Savoy, the purple is Mahomet, and blue is Urbana. In 2020, there were 175 homes built in Champaign County. Urbana realized 10% of that. What I find kind of interesting with this is that Mahomet took over the majority at 46%. So they're obviously building a lot of properties in Mahomet this year. The added equal assessed value due to the Think Urbana projects as of 2020 is $9.8 million. And this graph shows how it's grown over each year. The estimated EAV projections up through 2022 are showing that we will hopefully be up to 12.9 million equal assessed value by 2022. The enterprise zone realized 32.3 million in our current equal assessed value. That's an estimated total on past and currently permitted projects. The estimated new taxes for taxing bodies around 2027 is expected to reach these totals. And John, if you guys are tracking this with the school, I'd love to compare numbers and see, and same with others, if you guys are doing the same, see if we're on target with our projections. For marketing the Think Urbana program, we had a plan that we had used previously to market to homeowners, realtors, and home builders through a variety of events and tours. That all went kibosh as COVID shut down all in-person events. But we did proceed with a social media campaign that we worked with PF Communications to roll out between September and November. We reposted a YouTube video that showed a family that had participated in the program, targeting the Illinois and the surrounding states. That campaign saw 41,000 views and 355 impressions, with the largest number of those views coming from Cook County, Illinois. Our Google display ads reached 1.75 million people and resulted in 11,000 clicks over to the Think Urbana website. And again, the majority of those came from Cook County, Illinois. And our Facebook ads were seen by 102,000 people and resulted in 3,000 clicks over to the Think Urbana website. Some of the ads we posted looked like this, and we were trying to reach out to people who were maybe thinking about, due to the pandemic, moving out of larger urban areas. The gentleman who ran the campaign for us felt that it wasn't as successful as he had hoped because of the overlapping with the election and how campaign purchases on social media pushed ours down, so they didn't show up as much. But I'm fairly happy with the results that we achieved. At least we gained some publicity with that. So I will be glad to take any questions you have and try to answer them.
Questions for Stephanie?
I guess I'm hoping that as COVID concerns begin to ease, that some of the rate of new home construction will begin to pick up. I'm assuming that at least part of the lack of construction during 2020 is certainly due to just everything being slowed down, economy being slowed down and everything.
And the uncertainty of what's happening all over. We're hoping to try to work more this year on campaigning to get more people who are thinking of working from home, that they can live anywhere when they can work from home, and that, as we're going to be watching that trend.
It's interesting, existing home sales went through the roof this year, which was good for buyers and sellers. And we heard anecdotally that 12 lots in Stone Creek have recently sold. And I think that's connected to the golf course, acquisition by the U of I. And then I think a few more are in the works unofficially. So we are hoping that the U of I Foundation, and it's got a pretty aggressive marketing campaign going on too. So that should help Stone Creek anyway. Yeah,
there were 3 lots instantly sold just on my block in Stone Creek. Which was as those lots get sold, and there get to be fewer and fewer available with certain kinds of views, like golf course views. I think the pace of selling will pick up.
I hope so. Darlene, you had a question?
Same question, or make the same comment John just did about, do you expect the construction to increase when the pandemic tones down a little bit, we get vaccination, et cetera. So this summer, do you think there'll be more construction going on, or you think it'll be taking another year?
I hope to see more. I'd like to reach out to more developers this year to let them know about the program and what opportunities we have for them in Urbana. We seem to see the same developers participating in the program over and over, and I know there's some who just don't reach out to us, whether they don't understand it or won't take the time, I don't know, but I'd like to have a conversation with them more as things open up. And this
group to know, the county, I've mentioned this to some of you already, some of you are already aware, the county has agreed and will be providing an ordinance, I hope at the next meeting or the following meeting, about doing the PACE program, which is an energy it's subsidized loans for energy construction. So if you have a project that's going on that will also allow you to do some energy efficient things, it gives you some benefits in terms of lower interest rates and also extended amount of time to pay back the loan, which can help with the upfront costs. And the county should be adopting that probably in the next couple of months or so for the whole county. We had originally just planned to do it for one project as a pilot, but we know that there's some other developers that might be interested. So I think the county board will just decide to do it for the whole county. So, and Urbana is helping us with that because I know Scott Tess has done that in some other places. So he's given us some help with that. Appreciate that.
And the Enterprise Zone Advisory Board is supposed to meet twice a year. We haven't done that historically, so I do plan to pull this group back together in June, July. So we'll see where the numbers, how we're looking at that point. Hopefully a lot of new house starts.
I have a comment, if that's okay. I can't find where to raise my hand at. I'm just searching all over the screen for that.
I can't find it either, so.
No, I don't see it.
It's near the with the participant list, and it's at the bottom.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. I only had one question. Does the city of Urbana have any kind of incentive program for people who are buying pre-constructed, like it's already built home in Urbana? I didn't know if that was covered or not.
Not through the Enterprise Zone, and we may have some potential, yeah. I could talk to Sheila about potential other grants, but it would depend on demographics.
Okay.
So I can check into that for you though, Tina, and get back to you.
Yeah. People may have come in and asked, what do we know about the area and buying homes? And it'd be nice to have something or someone to hand that information off to if they had questions about buying a home in the shop. And my second comment or question is going back to the incentives for new businesses to open up in the area. I know it may not be part of this committee right at the second, but it just dawned on me. Is there anything that the city can do for existing businesses that have stayed open? Like when we moved to Urbana for Enchantment Alley, we got the incentive to come to Enchantment Alley, but we've remained open. We've struggled. We're still here. Is there anything maybe in the future, a future thought might be, okay, you've been open for 2 more years. Here's another 2,000 to help you out. You're okay. Now you're still here for another 2 years. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there to reward businesses for staying in Urbana, as well as helping them to survive. The whole city, the government funding for new businesses have been slipshod at best. And we missed out on a lot of money just because it dried up and the bigger businesses got it first. So, but we're still surviving. We're still trying to survive. And the last funding that went out from the city was just all about COVID. Did you do any improvements for COVID? Okay, well, we had mass, but we're not a restaurant. So we didn't have to rebuild another restaurant outside to help our people, our customer base. But it was very like cleaning supplies or masks. That's it, for us. But we didn't get any grants from the government as well. So it's like, okay, do we shut down as well? Do we stay in business as well? I mean, we're still trying to stay in business, but just a thought, how to help people who are still trying to maintain business in Urbana that moved to Urbana. It was like a good fresh start thing. Here's a little money to help you. Welcome to Urbana. We appreciate it greatly. But then later on, how do you keep your business in Urbana? I guess that's my only thought. Like just to put future thought to future grant money or future monies that may be laying around, you don't know what to do with. That's a consideration. How do you reward businesses for staying? That's it. So I won't take up that much more of your time. Just a thought to throw out there.
Oh, thanks, Tina. I really appreciate that. Things we'll consider and keep in mind as we move forward.
Yes.
Any other thoughts, comments, questions?
I wanted to mention that I may not be the person to be listed as voting on what we voted on, since I'm the staff administration for the county's portion of the enterprise zone. So Darlene would be the person voting for the county, but I provide the staff administration for all the properties in the county portion of the zone. So I just want to mention that.
We'll take another look at numbers and make sure we vote the votes properly. Thank you, Kathy.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Dennis?
Yes, when in a case where you have a business downtown, I'm thinking of the Cohen Building, Dan Mahoney. He's a business owner. He owns the building. He's received some grant money, and I appreciate also the fact I think he's received some facade restoration money for the damage that was done to his the front of his building when he had a car run into it about a year and a half or 2 years ago. But also then, does he get any benefit for bringing in businesses to his, he's got several different units down on the first floor, 3 of them. Does he get a benefit for bringing and establishing a new business in his building? Or do those new businesses have to apply for the grants individually?
The new businesses apply for the grants individually. Dan has his redevelopment agreement with the city for his 5 phases, and then each of those businesses that come in to him, so the new Japanese restaurant that's due to open in 2021 could apply for business development and opening grants with us, as could any other new tenants who meet the criteria.
And what about the situation with the Sitara restaurant? I understand that they are also the developers of the Japanese restaurant that's going to open in Cohen Building. What was it that you learned about that made them decide not to pursue the Indian restaurant? Or is that what's going to happen now? Well, yes, it is.
Yeah, I've reached out to them. I haven't heard back and need to pursue a call with them.
Yeah, because it would be great to keep an Indian restaurant downtown. That was a great location. They ran it very well. The food was excellent. And I was disappointed to find out that they felt that they needed to give it up. So I would love to have information about that.
Okay, I'll let you know when I get through to them.
Okay, thank you.
That was also a case, they had 2 locations. They had a place in Champaign, and when COVID hit, they closed the Urbana. Same thing with Black Dog. Black Dog had its larger, it was started first in Urbana, but it had its larger restaurant in Champaign, and they're closed as well. So.
Yeah, but we love to have
I'd love them both
in our
back.
town too, don't we?
I'd love to have them back.
Are they permanently closed, or is it just a COVID closure?
They're permanently closed because the Urbana location has a new restaurant at that location now.
At the Sitara location. Yeah.
I'm in Black Dog.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a couple questions.
Sure.
For on the last pages 7 through what's the pages 7 through 9 on the PDF we got, it says 7 through 9 is pages 14 through 16 of the PDF. For the total estimated cost, does that just come from the developer?
Yes. When they apply, they fill out a master application that has their total estimated cost. And then we ask them to break out building materials, land and equipment if they're able to.
Okay. And then do you go back and look at what it gets assessed for and compare it? Or would that be something you'd be interested in working on so we can keep track?
Yes, I would. And Will Kachowski helps me a lot with the statistics. So yes, I would be interested in looking at that with you.
And so the reason I bring it up is the retreat. Well, actually before I bring that up, so these dates, these years, that's when the project starts, not when it finishes, right?
When they apply.
When they apply, okay.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at the retreat, and so it has an estimated cost of 27 million, but it actually ended up getting assessed at a market value of 24.9.
Okay.
And I can tell you, as the assessor, the property owner very forcefully advocated for a lower value. And I was actually able to reference this from last year, and they backed down. But I, they've had they're probably not as fully leased as they would like to be, and may come back and appeal to value for next year. And just wanted to know, you guys looking at that, or proactively versus reactively?
We've done it reactively in the past. This is Will Kolszewski with the City Wayne. Yeah, retreat. Also, I would think with the enterprise zone is a lot of this, the figures are estimates that they give us before building permits necessarily, kind of early on. So I think we know that they're not necessarily going to correlate exactly with what it ends up being. But we haven't done it in a while where we took it project by project to see what they thought it was going to be and what the fair market value was.
I think Will is talking.
I want to comment on this too, that quite often, particularly in my neighborhood at least, people are putting a lot more money into their homes than they'll ever get back out of their homes in terms of value. So sometimes the assessment represents, much to our chagrin, represents a figure that's closer to market value than, which is sometimes very disappointing. But when you come to put the house on the sale, the assessment turns out to be much closer to accurate than what people think their places are worth.
Well, that's certainly what we like to hear.
Did you have another comment, Wayne?
No.
Okay. Dennis, your hand is up.
Sorry, I forgot to drop it. I guess I didn't realize I needed to do that myself.
I don't control hands today.
Yeah, my hand is very tired right now. Thank you.
Anything else, Diane? I need to go.
I don't think so. Does anyone else has any business? Okay.
Good to see all of you.
See you, Darlene.
Thanks, Darlene. With no further business before this group, this meeting is adjourned, and we'll see you in June.